Oh, hey, what's up, YouTube? Reading a little Christmas book to my friends here, Grogu and Deadpool. Got a book in the mail this week. If you want to see what it is, A Die Hard Christmas. So I was reading a little bit of it to my buddies here. So if you want to join in and listen in, I'll read it to you, and then we'll talk about the movie a little bit. Here's how the book starts. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and up in the tower, everyone was partying, except one wallflower. John McClane missed his wife. Things just weren't the same since Holly had moved west and changed her last name. Come on, Holly. Why would you do that to John? He tried to win her back, but still she said no, while unbeknownst to them, there was trouble below. A truck had pulled up, and who should disembark but 14 men whose intentions were dark. They spoke not a word and unloaded big crates. They cut the phone lines and locked all the gates. Carl swept the ground floor, shooting every guard dead, while visions of bear bonds danced in his head. John took off his shoes, making fists with his toes. It actually worked. Well, what do you know? When out of the lobby there arose such a clatter, he sprung to the door to see what was the matter. When what his wondering eyes should appear, holy crap, there are terrorists here. I'm not going to bore you with the rest of it yet because I want to talk about this movie. What do you think so far? It's a great story, right? Of course it's a great story. It's the cartoon story of Die Hard. And Die Hard, to me, is one of the greatest Christmas movies there is. I just did a top 20 list, and you know Die Hard had to make that list. So a lot of people don't consider Die Hard a Christmas movie. I do, so that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So with that being said, if you do me a favor, guys, go ahead and when this video's over, comment on it. Give me a thumbs up, like this video, smash that like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you like this content or any other content that I'm doing. I'm really new to YouTube, and I need all the support I can get at this point. And then hit the notification bell if you do subscribe. So when I do post new content, you'll be the first to know, and you can come over to the Jeffman316 Customs channel and watch those videos as soon as I post them. So with that being said, let's get into the top 10 reasons why Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So like I said, YouTube, this is Jeffman316, your pop culture reporter, coming to you with a top 10 reasons why Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I know I've got some close friends and family who there's no way they think that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I personally do. I've got some notes here that I want to read to you guys, so maybe it'll help convince, but if not, I still think it's worthy of you watching it during the Christmas holiday. There can be all kinds of Christmas movies. It's whatever mood you're in. There should be a Christmas movie for you. I know my wife loves Hallmark Christmas movies, and I don't really like those. They're all cookie cutters. So why would I want a cookie cutter movie? I want something different. They've got comedies, they've got dramas, they've got animated movies. You even got Christmas horror movies. Goodness grief, good grief. Bill Goldberg's got a movie, Santa's Sleigh. Now that didn't even make my top 20, and there were a couple of horror movies on my list. So with that being said, let's go into the top 10 reasons why I think, personally, that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So number 10 is the obvious reason. It takes place at Christmas. At the very beginning, John is on a plane coming to see his family. Him and his wife are separated, and he's driving back, flying into town to California to see her. He's even bringing gifts. So I'm pretty sure the movie takes place on Christmas Eve. So he's bringing gifts to his family, and he's coming in to see them. It's Christmas. So that's the number 10. That's number 10 reason. Number 9, there's tons of Christmas music spread out through this thing. You couldn't think, if you heard the first 10 to 15 minutes of the movie, you would think 100% that it's a Christmas movie. You get the classic Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, Ode to Joy. You get Winter Wonderland. You get Let It Snow. You even get Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC at the beginning. Come on now. It's full of Christmas music. So that's number 9. Number 8, the whole damn beginning of the movie is about an office Christmas party that John comes into. There's a scene in it that actually about that gets kind of gets on my nerves. I'm a movie buff, so when little things pop up in movies that don't really make sense or they're silly, they irk me. But like when John arrives and, you know, they make him type in his wife's name. He's asked for her. He's like, Holly McClane. He goes, I don't know, to find out where she's at, you know, type her name into the computer. He finds out her name. She's put her real name, Gennaro, in there. And then the guy goes, oh, well, yeah, they're the only ones left in the building. She's on the 30th floor. Well, if they were the only ones left in the building, then why wouldn't he ask, hey, are you seeing somebody at the Christmas party? Yeah, it's on the 30th floor. Otherwise, nobody's here. Leave. It was a way to me for them to show you that he didn't know that she had changed her name and that she was going by that other name and that you knew that would somehow link into the story. All right, rant over. Doesn't have anything to do with the list. So we had number 10 is it takes place at Christmas. Number 9, it's got Christmas music throughout. Number 8, it was an office Christmas party. So what about number 7? Number 7, his wife's name is Holly. Come on now, for goodness sake. If the writer and screenwriter of this movie did not want this to be thought of as a Christmas movie, was there no other name that he could have named her? It's Holly. It's a Christmas name. It's got to be a Christmas movie. That was done on purpose. So number 6, it's got snow references.
Willis. I was just making a call. This is the nurse phone.
I want you to meet John McClane.
Missed something.
All right, come on. I know I was just being funny and that was a stretch. But do you not think that at the end, since it's in California and the weather's warm, that all of that paper, the bear bonds that are flying out the top of the building after it exploded, that's not symbolic of it snowing? It's like a way that white paper that is snowing down on them. You might think that's a stretch, but I think it is. I think it's symbolic of that. So that's number 6. Number 5, it's got a classic Christmas type villain. Hans Gruber is coming into America. He's coming in and they're going to take down this corporation by stealing these bear bonds. Compare him to Ebenezer Scrooge. How about compare him to the Grinch that stole Christmas? So number 5, like I said, is Hans is compared to like a character like the Grinch. So classic Christmas villain. Number 4. John gives us a classic Christmas moment when he kills one of the terrorists and he puts a Santa Claus hat on him. And he writes, I have a machine gun now, ho, ho, ho on there. Classic Christmas reference for that. Number 3, how about all of the other dialogue in the movie that's got Christmas references in it, or at least holiday references? Hans Gruber even tells his tech guy, it's Christmas, Theo, it's the time of miracles. So there's other dialogue in the movie where they talk about Christmas themes and things about it Christmas. It runs throughout the whole movie. So just the dialogue itself is full of Christmas references. Number 2 is a big one to me. Number 2, the screenwriter Stephen E. DeSouza. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If not, I apologize. He weighed in on the debate recently on Twitter. And he's confirmed basically that he considers Die Hard a Christmas movie. He even wrote on Twitter, it says, how could it not be a Christmas movie? Plus there's a woman about to give birth, which is featuring prominently in the plot. He even added later hashtag Die Hard as a Christmas movie. So if the person who wrote it considers it, the number 2 reason is that person considers it. So why isn't it a Christmas movie? So number 1, I'm going to go ahead and say, is the entire ending of the movie, or at least how it wraps up. Obviously in most action movies, it's kind of like unrealistic the way things wrap up miraculously for the hero. Well, in this case, it's kind of like it's a Christmas miracle. John and Holly have been estranged. They've been separated. He comes into town. There's a situation where you got one man versus this entire evil organization that Hans Gruber has set up, all these men or whatever. One man versus the world. He goes after them. He ends up winning. And at the end, he saves the day in miraculous fashion. And seemingly at the end of this, they're back together. That way, he's got a ride home from Argyle, who was his driver from the beginning. waits for him. They drive off to classic Christmas music. You know that he's got that big bear that he's taken, and Jack and Lucy McClane have their father for Christmas, so it's got a super happy ending. So if for any other reason that people complain about it not being a Christmas movie, how about the ending? It's got a Hollywood ending where everybody's happy at the end, and the bad guy loses and the good guy wins. So I probably know that there's no way that I really convinced any die-hard fans of the movie who don't think it's a Christmas movie. You're going to watch this and you're just probably going to laugh and say, he's one of those crazies that thinks that Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Hell yeah, I'm one of those crazies. So I'm going to go ahead and maybe, everybody knows the ending, but I'm going to read it to you anyway. The last couple pages, I know Grogu and Deadpool, they want to know how the story ends. They haven't seen Die Hard. So before we do that, go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Leave me some comments. I know you think I'm crazy, or if you agree with me, put that down below. Like the video if you can, and then hit the notification bell. When I post more videos, you'll be the first to know, and you can come back over to the channel. So to end this video, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the story. I'm not going to bore you with the whole thing, but we'll read the last little bit. And here we go. Is everybody ready? Fiercely fighting his way back inside, John yelled out, "Hans!" He was done trying to hide. He limped to the vault like an old man on crutches, only to find Holly in his filthy clutches. John dropped his gun, put his hands on his head. It seemed he and Holly soon would be dead. But with a secret gun taped to his back, John shot Hans in a surprise attack. Hans fell out the window, still holding Holly's arm, and slowly, deliberately raised his firearm. The tenacious villain held on by his nails, till John unhooked Holly's watch and said, "Happy trails." Barrel bonds fluttered like fresh fallen snow as Holly embraced her blood-spattered bow. So Merry Christmas to all, be kind to one another, and most of all, yippee-ki-yay, mother.